Welcome to Day 5 of JLTV's exclusive coverage of the 19th Maccabiah Games direct from the State of Israel. My name's Mitch Gaylord, coming to you from the JLTV Maccabiah headquarters. So, sit back, relax, as America's chosen network takes you inside the 19th Maccabiah Games.
At the 18th Maccabiah Games, hockey was an exhibition sport. It produced some of the greatest rivalries that live on today at the 19th Maccabiah Games. Let's have a look at that era.
A year ago, when the war was over, and they wanted to celebrate 1 year of the war, they want to do something in the north. The only thing I know in the north there is a skating rink. So in 3 months, we arranged to have the first World Jewish Championship Seniors. It was so successful, after coming back, I said, well, if we have the seniors, why don't we bring the juniors? And really, the juniors really do the job, because when they come, the parents come. And we're getting to the roots of the kids 15 years old. Normally 15, 16, and 17 won't come to Israel, but to play hockey, so the parents don't have to say, I don't want to do anything. The kids are excited.
It's important for us to come to Israel because it's our background. It's what where we came from, and first of all, we came to play hockey, and also it's an opportunity that you may never get. I may never even thought about coming to Israel unless I got this opportunity. So it's big for us.
If you look at this area here, it's a very quiet area. We're bringing here 500 people for 2 weeks. The restaurants, we took all the hotels. The coaches we have, you'll see they're NHL coaches. 2 of them here. Actually, we have 3 professional coaches, 2 of them non-Jewish. They come back and give so much PR for us when they go on radio and television. I was just in Israel for a hockey tournament, but they'll listen to them. They're well known, and this helps us actually with the anti-Semitism.
Someone approached me saying there was an opportunity to go to Israel and coach a hockey team. I didn't know much about it, but I jumped at the opportunity. I thought the opportunity to see this part of the world and be part of hockey, which is a big part of my life, I thought, why not? I thought it was a great opportunity to see and learn the history of Israel. The rink, they worked very hard to get the ice the way it should, and I got a Zamboni here the other day about the time we arrived, and you know, they're very proud of it, and rightfully so. The ice has been amazing. It's been better than expected, I think, and you know, we're real excited to get the tournament started. Hockey brings everyone together in different cultures, different nationalities for that matter, and then at the same time, you know, the competition is what it's all about. People love to compete on the ice and be at high speeds and with the puck flying around and hitting bodies, being aggressive when they can, but at the same time, you know, playing within the rules.
If you want kids to come to see this country, you got to give them a good reason. Birthright has a good reason, but if a parent wants to take a kid and just come along, so this is what we're trying to develop, mixing with the Israeli kids, the Arab kids, bringing Canadians, bringing Americans, Russians, the French. We have some kids from Hungary, we have kids from Finland. Bringing them together, it just builds the morale of being Jewish.
I was born in California. When I was 2 years old, I moved to Israel. My mom's Israeli. She was born and raised here. we stayed here for about 3 years, and then after that I grew up in California playing hockey, and then I played in Boston for 4 years. About 5 years ago, actually I came to Israel just to check it out. I came on Birthright, and I did a program in the Army, and I really liked it, so I came for a little longer, and I ended up really falling in love with the country. So I've been here ever since. So when I first moved here, I had no idea. I knew there was some kind of rink somewhere on the border with Lebanon, so I brought my skates with me when I moved here. I thought maybe one day I'd go out and have a skate. And then I looked on the internet and I found out that there's a rink and a league, and I called somebody, and he said, you know what, why don't you play in the league? So then I came up one game, and I was shocked that there's a league with teams and a normal Olympic-sized rink, and I started playing. And then I heard about the national team, which I had no idea about growing up. And there's a process. You have to play in Israel for 2 years before you can qualify. So I played here for 2 seasons, and then I've been playing on the team ever since. Nobody here knows there's hockey. Everybody who I meet from work or friends, and I tell them I play hockey, they have no idea that there is hockey here. But slowly, through word of mouth, we're getting more and more players and more awareness. There's really 3 groups. There are North Americans that play here, there are Russians that play here, and there are a group of Israelis that were born and raised, and kids who grew up in Metula, or when there used to be a small rink in the Tel Aviv area in Bat Yam, who grew up playing there. They're developing more and more. There's more and more kids that are born and raised here playing here, but there's definitely a group of Russians and a group of North Americans and a group of Sabras. Done it my whole life. I started playing when I was 4 or 5 years old. I played my whole life. It's just the greatest thing in the world. There's nothing better. I personally believe it has a great future here. I think there needs to be a rink in the Tel Aviv area, and then the sport will really take off. I think it's perfect for the Israeli mentality. I think similar to maybe how hockey succeeded in California and Texas and places like that, it can do just as well here, if not better.
I'm playing boys hockey almost all my life, so it's not really a big change for me. The guys are very nice. They treat me very nicely. It's fun to be around them. We have a good time, and they're fun to play with. Coming to Israel was really exciting for me. I look forward to seeing the country and just being with some cool people, playing hockey at the same time. I've been looking forward to this trip for a really long time, actually. It's nice to be here. I like hockey and I like my religion. I've never been to Israel before. This is my first time. I've been here for 2 weeks already. I'm going to be here for another 2 for the tournament. I went to see Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and Herzliya, Dead Sea, and Galilee. It was very nice. Got to learn a lot of history and see my roots.
Well, it's extremely important if you're, you know, I'm a Jew that's proud of being a Jew, and it's your identity. Remember, if you're Jewish and you don't live in Israel, you have 2 homes. Your home in North America, and this is coming home also. And one of the things it's important to me, it's not a question of how religious you are, but about identifying as a Jew. And for us to come here and be involved in the game we love, especially Canadians, and if you're Jewish and be able to play in Israel and participate in Israel, it's a special moment. And if they've got young kids here that we can help develop, and right here in the Canada Centre that was built by Canadian Jews, hey, that's a very special moment for us, make no mistake of that. I think that's the whole idea, is to create some kind of a excitement and make the sport more noticeable in Israel, and to think that they could host an international event where there's teams from Russia and France and the United States and Canada. I mean, think about those people that have come here and gone back just that with a stronger feeling in their countries about Israel.
Well, it's incredible just to get this experience. Like, who would ever think there's a beautiful hockey rink and a facility like this in Israel? and you're playing with all Jewish kids. Like my whole life, I've maybe 1 or 2 Jewish kids on my team all the time. I'm playing with a lot of non-Jewish kids, and this is a great opportunity to play with a lot of kids that are Jewish, your same age, and you're in Israel, which is like the holiest place for Jews in the world.
The organization asked me to replace Mr. Jean Perron, who was a former Canadian coach, and for me it's a privilege to replace him and be the coach of this national team. Very important for the hockey and for the country to have this tournament and being involved. For me, my passion is hockey, and here I can enjoy. I can help the hockey player to be better. Player and better person also. People who are here, they really like hockey. They enjoy the sport, and that's why they practice the sport. So to be in Israel and practicing hockey, so you need the passion. You have to drive maybe 3 hours to go play a game, and it's always sunny here, so it's not easy to say, okay, I will play hockey. You can play. It's not the national sport. It's more maybe soccer or those sport. So for them, it's very they have the passion. That's what I like from them.
The main thing is they're having fun. Winning is important, but you gotta have fun. And this entire program is about diversity.
More Maccabiah coverage when we come back.
It's been 16 years since hockey has been an official event at the Maccabiah Games. We drove all the way up to Metula to speak to Team Canada about their chances for winning the gold.
My name is Guy Carbonneau. I'm a former NHL player, coach of the Canadian team. Excited to be here. I got called about a month and a half ago. Mike Keenan was originally supposed to be the coach of the Canadian team and couldn't make it for the Olympics, so they called me, and I had a few things that I had to take care of, but it was, I think every time you have a chance to participate in one of those events, those are great experience, and I didn't want to miss it. I've never been to Israel, so it's a chance for me to visit a little bit and be part of a great event. I was really surprised when they told me that it was the third biggest event, sports event in the world. I kind of read a little bit about it and talked to some of the people that had been here before, and they told me not to miss it.
I grew up watching Guy when I was probably 7 or 8, captain of the Montreal Canadiens winning Stanley Cup. So when I heard Guy Carbonneau was the coach, I mean, it was just excitement for me, and you take everything in, he works hard to teach us and, show us good things and, leads us well.
My name is Wayne Primo. I played 14 years in the NHL. I was originally drafted by the Buffalo Sabres in the first round, 17th overall in 1994. Played 775 games in the NHL and over 100 games, playoff games, and finished out my career in 2009, 2010 with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Tell us about the Maccabiah. How did you get involved?
I went to a reception last year in Toronto. I think it was a fundraiser, and some friends had asked me to come, and I met our general manager Alex there, and he had asked me if I'd be interested if there was a spot that opened up, if I'd be interested in help coach the team. And, I thought it'd be a great opportunity, great experience, and took him up on it.
Talk to me about the opening ceremonies and what it meant to you to come down with the rest of the Canadian team.
I really didn't know what to expect. I heard stories that the opening ceremonies would be a big production and lots of people and sold out stadium, and I didn't really quite believe it until I saw it, and it was definitely pretty amazing. I think we have a great group of kids. We have ranges from ages from 19 to 32. We got some size, but we got also some great speed. And, it's a great group of kids that seem to have gelled, and hopefully they can continue and have a great start to the tournament.
Early this week to practice, to have a few practice in Toronto. Most of the kids obviously are from Canada. They were playing in college, some of them in the American League. It was the first time for me to see the players on Sunday. We had to kind of take they were a little bit nervous at the start. They never played together before, so it's quite a challenge to try to mold the team to it. But today practice was really good, and I think they're all excited to start playing tonight.
As a Jewish hockey player growing up and an athlete, I mean, it's a huge tradition and honor for me to represent your country and your religion, and that's what this is. So it's something, my brother played in it in 1997. I've had friends and family playing it for a long time, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity. I mean, it's an invaluable experience, and you meet a lot of people, and you get to come to our homeland, and you're able to represent your country and your religion. It's exciting.
Something that you can't really put into words, to be able to represent your country, to be able to partake in a game, to represent your culture, and to have a chance on Israeli soil, which is every Jewish person's dream, is to come back to Israel and have a chance to win a medal would be an unbelievable experience.
Well, I like the scenery. I took the bus yesterday from the airport, and driving here, you can see the history. I'm pretty impressed. I think during the Olympics, we're going to have a chance to go to Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, see a little bit more of the country, and it's going to be fun. There's so much history in Israel. That's where everything starts.
I want to win the gold medal. It means a lot. I definitely, people have put in a lot of time and hard work, and we've trained a lot for this, and since it's the first time in a long time, I want to win a gold medal for my country, for my religion, and for the guys I'm battling with, and that's my main goal right now.
I think going into it, you hear about USA as being our biggest threat. We didn't really know what to expect from Ukraine. And obviously, I think they're an older team, but a lot of experience, and I think they'll be a better team than we were expecting for sure.
I think we do have the kind of team that can do it. Like I said earlier, it's how quick we can mold this team into playing together, and it's kind of a crapshoot, because we don't know the other teams. We never play against the other teams. I don't know the players the other side, so it's going to be a lot of adjustment during the games and between games, and see how the players react to that.
I think in general, a big rivalry is Canada and USA in hockey. Okay, so that's what everyone looks to, but for us, we're not taking anyone for granted. We're looking at every game one step at a time, and we're worried about Ukraine tonight. I truly hope that this can, you know, help the sport grow in the country, and, you know, people can recognize it and appreciate it more, because it's, you know, it's great for the kids, and it's, you know, it's good for bringing people together, and, you know, and it's good competition, it's healthy competition, and it's, you know, something that should be growing in every single country. And hockey in Israel can grow, and, you know, and this tournament can help it.
After a very grueling match, Canada won its game against the Ukraine. Reporting from Metula, Israel, I'm Igal Hecht at the 19th Maccabiah Games for JLTV.
It's that time again, the Maccabiah Minute, brought to us by the Jewish Agency for Israel.
I was born in South Africa. I've been living in Canada for over 30 years, and I'm representing Canada at the Maccabi playing tennis. And I love everything about the game. You know, being able to come to Israel and come with friends. You know, I've come with my friend Paul Pearl, Lawrence Rose, Sean Kimmel. And for us all being together in Israel, competing in tennis, it doesn't get any better. I founded Spin Master about 19 years ago. Our first seed was a product called Rosh Deshed, which was in Canada, we called it Earth Buddy. And my partner, Renan, his grandmother found the product in Israel, and that was the first consumer product that started Spin Master. And today, Spin Master is the largest privately held toy company in the world, and we focus on kids. I've come here, you know, for so many reasons. Israel is always an important part of my heart, an important part of my history. You know, for us, it's so comfortable to be here, and everything about it has got that feeling that this is the only country in the world where it's a Jewish country. And whether it's the food, whether it's the people, whether it's the history, the religion, everything about it makes you feel comfortable. Last time I was in Israel was 1988 with Israel Dimensions. And we were here as youth, and we had the best experience ever. So for me, I wanted to come back and see family here, play sport, compete, be with friends, have a vacation. Seeing so many Jewish people from 60, 70 countries around the world was an experience of a lifetime.
Welcome back. Merely mentioning the name Joseph Mengele can send shivers down the spine. Imagine if your very own mother was forced to endure the madness of Mengele as one of the Mengele twins. For American Alex Kor, his mother survived that madness and proudly roots on her son as he plays in the Maccabiah Games. JLTV's Brad Pomerance caught up with Alex on the tennis court.
Welcome to Ramat HaSharon. My name is Brad Pomerance. We are at the Israel Tennis Center, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to Alex Kor. This man is special in his own right, a deep commitment to the Maccabiah movement. He's a podiatrist in the Baltimore area. I, though, had the honor and really the privilege to interview his mother. His mother is a woman named Eva Moses Kor. And to say that she has lived a life filled with triumph and tribulations could only be described as an understatement. Alex, why don't you tell us about what makes your mother unique? There are a lot of things, but there's one thing that's specific.
Well, from my perspective, her perseverance has always been a value she's instilled in my sister and I think that's carried her through a lot of tough times, and I think it's helped me and my sister over the years try to learn how to make our lives better when things don't go so well.
But it's fair to say that the toughest time for your mother was during World War II.
Of course.
What made that time so tough for her and her twin sister?
My mother's one of the Mengele twins. There were about 1,500 twins that had experiments done on them at Auschwitz, and my mom was one of the lucky 200 or so to walk out of the camp alive.
With her sister?
With her sister.
The identical twins survived, which in a lot of ways was a miracle in itself.
Correct.
We lost your aunt.
Right.
But recently. I mean, relatively speaking, she had a full life.
20 years ago.
Yeah, so she lived to about 60.
Correct.
Your mother, boy, is she alive and kicking.
She still is, yep.
And in fact, I'd like to show our viewers a clip of an interview that I recently did with your mother. She touched me in so many ways. Take a look at this. We're speaking with Eva Moses Kor. She is the author of this book. It's called Surviving the Angel of Death, the story of a Mengele twin in Auschwitz. I have to tell you, I have never spoken with a survivor who presents the perspective that Eva is presenting. So please do stay with us. In your book, you talk about the fact that you and your sister Miriam were Mengele twins.
Right.
And what that meant is that you were taken to Auschwitz-Birkenau and you were used as guinea pigs.
Right.
Let's say it.
Right.
Now, at one point, you were given, as you describe in the book, an infection that almost killed you. Is that accurate?
That's correct. Well, for people to understand why that happened, when Mengele was sent to Auschwitz by the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute in 1943, May of 1943. Many German pharmaceutical companies heard about it, and they were interested in researching germs, diseases, and drugs.
But is the way to do that the way Mengele did it in your book, which is...
Well, that doesn't mean it wasn't scientific. That's what I'm trying to say. And I would like to be able to have the privilege of seeing the data, have scientists evaluate it, and then come to a conclusion.
Where is the data?
$1 million question. But we were used in a variety of experiments. Some of the experiments, the observation experiments, in trying to see how we looked alike, if our earlobes were the same, the nostrils, shape of the eyes, shape of the face. They would measure every part of my body and my sisters and compare us to chart. That was done at the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute with volunteer twins.
Right, but once...
The reason it became deadly is when the pharmaceutical companies joined the research, paid large sums of money, and then they wanted to see how diseases worked.
Eva, it's actually very interesting to hear you talk about that time in Auschwitz, because many people who talk about Auschwitz, who were at Auschwitz, have nothing but angry sentiment about it. You seem to be not as angry. I have rarely, if ever, heard someone say maybe there was scientific benefit to what Dr. Mengele had done. In fact, a few years ago, you were the star of a film called Forgiving Dr. Joseph Mengele. A lot of people were actually angry at you for forgiving Dr. Mengele. So talk to me about that. I mean, we're jumping ahead, but talk to me.
Well, the whole thing is that what happened to us, I cannot change. All I can really change is trying to understand what happened there, hopefully find out what I was injected with and my sister was injected with. It would have helped her maybe survive. And all these accusations and name-calling and hunting the Nazis did not one iota for me as a survivor. I would have benefited from a hearing where Mengele would have given some amnesty even, or very small punishment in return for all the information and data which seem to be disappearing from the face of this earth, but there is somewhere. So what do I do with all that what happened there? I cannot change it, but I would like to know more, and I refuse. I absolutely refuse with every fiber of my being in being a victim for the rest of my life.
Tell me more about Dr. Mengele. I mean, was there a paternal way about him? Did you come to like him?
I never liked him, but there was definitely an important relationship between us and Mengele. Our families were gone. It was as long as Mengele wanted us alive, he would do everything on the face of this earth to protect us.
But at the same time, you talk about this in your book, that if one twin died, the other twin went to the gas chamber.
Not necessarily. The other twin, actually, what happened to the other twin, and that would have happened to my twin sister
If you
I
had died.
She would have been taken to Mengele's lab and killed with an injection to the heart. And then would have done the comparative autopsy. There was a scientific reason for it, not in a normal science, but in an Auschwitz science, to find out how the germ worked on me, and she was the control.
And you're okay with that?
I cannot change it. No, not that I am okay. In order to change that, the only thing I can do is tell everything that I know. Anger will not change it. It will make me feel sick and give me a headache. The most humane and kind thing to do for the victims is to teach them to heal themselves.
I'm Mitch Gaylord, coming to you from the JLTV Maccabiah headquarters. The 19th Maccabiah Games on JLTV is brought to you in part by the Jewish Life Foundation. The Jewish Life Foundation uses the power of the media to educate, inform, and celebrate Jewish history, values, and traditions. If you would like to support the efforts of JLF, you can sign on to www.jewishlifefoundation.org, where you can make a tax-free charitable contribution. On behalf of the Jewish Life Foundation, we sincerely thank you for your support.
So Alex, give us a sense what being the son of Igal Kor has been. How has it been for you?
You know, a lot of people think that there's a burden, and I think that for me it's been much more of a blessing. And a lot of people would say that there's a heavy load for me to carry through my life, and I think of it exactly the opposite. I think it's a plus. And being a son of not only my mom, who's a Holocaust survivor, but my father, I think has been something I've had in my back pocket, whether it's tennis or in my personal life or professional life. It's always something that I've had an extra benefit, and it's really helped me.
It's interesting because your mother has drawn some controversy.
Of course.
She started the Candles Holocaust Center in Indiana, and that has been a blessing for the residents of the Midwest. But your mother caused some controversy when she decided to forgive.
That's correct. After my aunt died in 1993, through a strange series of circumstances, my mom met another Nazi doctor, Hans Munch. Hans Munch was at Auschwitz. He actually helped save 20-some Jewish doctors. Through that experience, my mom brought him to Auschwitz in 1995, which was very controversial. And as a result, she decided to forgive him for being a Nazi. In exchange, and he didn't know this, he, at the ruins of the gas chamber, signed a document for all the Holocaust deniers. And as a result, she now is a big fan of forgiveness, and she not only forgave Dr. Munch, she forgave Mengele, she forgave her parents, she forgave herself for hating her parents, and forgiveness plays a major role in what she does today.
And how does it play a role in your life?
You know, it's an interesting question. I'm not somebody that I can't forgive the Nazis, but I've learned that from my own personal life, that if somebody does something wrong to me, that I have this extra tool that I know how to use to forgive somebody. And I think, quite frankly, even when I was younger, we were taught in our family that forgiveness is a good thing. So for me personally, and I tell people this that have seen my mom's film, that forgiveness is something they can take in their own life and use it when necessary to make themselves not have pain throughout their life.
So Alex, I'm thrilled I got to meet your mother. She really touched me, and she's funny and inspirational. But I want to talk about you now. And I want to talk about your commitment to the Maccabiah movement, which goes back 20 years.
Correct.
Give me a sense of how you got involved in the Maccabiah movement.
I was practicing medicine in Evansville, Indiana. A friend of mine was a swimmer, and he had swam in the Maccabiah Games.
Right.
And as a result, I decided in 1993, I was on the medical staff.
Right.
And then 4 years later, I managed to make the 35 and over tennis team. And for me, it meant a lot. There's a special bond with Israel. I've been coming here as a kid and knowing that I could play tennis in the Jewish Olympics, quote unquote, the Maccabiah Games.
Some call that an oxymoron, but we'll just move on from that.
And having the ability to play tennis, and what was really special was in 1997, I won a medal.
You won a bronze medal.
A bronze medal.
Which is not bad.
And I gave it to my parents, honored them, and it was put in the Holocaust Museum in Indiana.
Right.
And then it was burned down in 2003.
Right.
And so I decided to come back in 2005 to win another medal, and I was fortunate enough and then rededicated that medal to my parents.
And in 2005, you won a silver medal.
That's right.
But you also went to the Pan Am Games in '99, and you won a silver and a bronze.
Correct.
But you came back in 2009, and you medaled yet again. You got a bronze. So you have 1 silver and 2 bronze.
Correct.
It's now the 19th Maccabiah Games. Clearly you're here to get more medals. You're competing in how many events?
2 events.
Which are?
45 doubles and 45 singles.
Okay. Do you think you can pull off a goal this time?
That's what I'm hoping for.
Alex, it's about time you can pull off a goal.
I'd love to. It'd be a real treat.
Give us a sense, though, why you keep coming back. Look, you're a podiatrist. You're busy. You know, you have a full life. You're with your mother a lot, supporting Candles, the Holocaust Museum in Indiana. What brings you back? Maccabiah Games after Maccabiah Games.
Each time I've come here, I thought, well, this will be it, and then I come back 4 years later. And I thought about that question a lot over the last couple of weeks, and there's something special and unique about playing tennis in Israel, a place where I've been coming as a kid. And what's more important for me is I have relatives that come here and watch me play. And it's just something unique that I've played throughout the United States, and nothing compares to this experience.
What about the camaraderie?
And the special bond. You have Jewish athletes from all over the world here, and it's an unbelievable experience. And I find it, each time I come back here, I find another reason to come back. And it's just something unique about being in this country playing tennis or playing any sport against and with Jewish athletes.
Okay, so we'll have to see how it goes for Alex Kor. Again, he's competing in 2 events, singles and doubles.
Correct.
We're hopeful he'll pull off some medals. I bet he does. We'll keep you up to date on that. My name is Brad Pomerance. We're reporting from the Israel Tennis Center at the 19th Maccabiah Games.
Hi, this is Steve Grad at Kfar Maccabiah in Ramat Gan, Israel. Back in 2009 at the 18th Maccabiah Games, I was covering softball. My wife Susan was in the stands watching the game with the other spectators, and she discovered an amazing archaeological discovery. It was so important and so exciting, we'd love to present it to you again in an encore presentation here on JLTV. History could be around any corner, or in this case, under any foundation. While excavating to widen the road, the Antiquities Authority, led by Miriam Arvisal, discovered this mosaic, which goes back 1,800 years. Miriam,
Yes.
how did you uncover this mosaic?
Oh, that was just by chance. I was sent here in 1996 to do a trial excavation about 4 squares because the municipality wanted to widen the road, the Heralutz Road. And I knew that there were all sorts of mosaics around here. So I don't know, maybe. And I dug these 4 squares. I opened them, and then one square I had a white corner. It's for the farthest corner. So where is a white corner, there's more. So in the square next to it, we dug like mad, and I found the tiger. There's a tiger in this northern panel, and I saw immediately it is a fantastic quality, and nothing like that here. So that's it, we found it. And I spawned the workers. We have to open more and more, and then invite Amir Drori, who was then the head of the Antiquities Authority, and show him, you see, I can't finish after 2 weeks, I have to do more. And he came, And everybody was astonished, and then I got free hand to dig and dig and dig and dig. And after 2 months, I had all this free. And then afterwards, I continued to dig. And here, about 10 meters after, this is another very nice and very large mosaic floor. In the same style like here. Not the artistic quality, but the same sort of style with this guilloche bands and the broad white border. And so it's still waiting.
What year is this from? What part of
1996.
And how old is the mosaic?
This is from the late 3rd and early 4th century AD.
And whom do you think put this together? What culture?
That is a good question, because we have parallels pointing to North Africa, and we have parallels pointing to Antiochia. And so it might be somebody with a pattern book came, and the owner of this villa said, I want this and this and this. And this I don't want, because there are things that are missing here. And that puts a big question mark. And so maybe there were several crews, we don't know. And maybe the patterns were invited by the owner of this place, and he said, I want this. For example, in the middle, with this very nice emblem, this octagonal emblem with the 2 lions on the mountains. That is, we know that. It is from Ethiopian mountains with the source of the Nile in the middle. And then there is this Ketos, this water monster, and not Orpheus. There should be Orpheus playing for the animals. No Orpheus there. And then you have the panel with the fishes. Another very common thing in late Roman mosaic floors, there should be Oceanus or Thetis. No Oceanus, no Thetis, no gods. So somebody deliberately omitted to depict pagan elements. So who was it, an early Christian or a Jew? We don't know. That it hasn't been a pagan, that is evident, I think so.
How does this compare to other antiquities that have been discovered as far as the quality and the unique?
Nothing like that has ever been exposed in Israel. Not the size and not the artistic quality, because this is quite unusual, because it's late 3rd and early 4th centuries, and we don't have many mosaic floors from the same period. So this is really exceptional.
And what is the Antiquities Authority going to do next?
The middle panel, the square middle panel, the beautiful one, goes for 2 years on exhibition in the Metropolitan Museum. And the other panels will be taken out and put on the modern foundation, because you can't live 1,700 years, you can't live it here. In one winter it will be gone. So it will be taken to the laboratories in the Rockefeller Museum, and we'll get a modern foundation. And then afterwards we have to dig beyond. Below this, and see there's probably early Roman remains under it, because I had them next to it. And after that we can build a visitor center and put everything back.
So you think that there are more earlier centuries and things to find right under this?
Quite straight under it, because I opened some squares next to it, and I had early Roman material below the level of this mosaic floor. So probably there's more early Roman material under here.
How far into antiquity might it go, as far as going down and down? How far?
Not so much more, because it will be really, no, it's too much. The tell is over there, Neolith and Chalcolith and Middle Bronze, everything is there. Here I hope it's only Roman.
And how long did it take you to get this far?
To dig, not so much. I think to dig this area about 2 months, 3 months.
It's pretty painstaking so you don't hit anything, right? So nothing gets...
Yes, but anyway, there's always something. Here in Lod is always something, and it depends what you make out of it.
And finally, Miriam, what have the people thought of it when they see it?
Oh, they were very excited, and they were very keen it should stay here. But we have to explain, we have first to take it out and repair it and put it on a healthy foundation and then put it back. So I hope they are satisfied, and that's what will be. And here will be a large center with all sort of things to do for the kids and for everybody and for visitors and so on. It will be quite something to lift up Lod a bit.
Well, thank you and congratulations on this wonderful find.
Thank you. Thank you.
In Israel, stories are everywhere. We were covering the women's softball for the Maccabiah Games between Team USA and Israel, when some of those watching from Kibbutz Gezer told us about this wonderful find. Reporting from Lod, I'm Steve Grad for JLTV. We hope you enjoyed that story, and here's an interesting footnote. It's the first time the Louvre has ever displayed anything from the Israeli Antiquities Department, and they were quite proud having it there. Reporting from Ramat Gan, Israel, I'm Steve Grad for JLTV.
Well, that's a wrap from Day 5 of JLTV's exclusive coverage of the 19th Maccabiah Games from the State of Israel. I'm Mitch Gaylord. I'm Mitch Gaylord, coming to you from the JLTV Maccabiah headquarters. The 19th Maccabiah Games on JLTV is brought to you in part by the Jewish Life Foundation. The Jewish Life Foundation uses the power of the media to educate, inform, and celebrate Jewish history, values, and traditions. If you would like to support the efforts of JLF, you can sign on to www.jewishlifefoundation.org, where you can make a tax-free charitable contribution. On behalf of the Jewish Life Foundation, we sincerely thank you for your support.